Welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Figured I'd do a update video on the Routemaster finally. I got several of the panels on the sides done a couple of Sundays ago, but the biggest thing was right here, and you can see it. This end cap didn't go on very well. It was a real struggle. I did manage to get it together. I've got to do some touch-up paint, but other than that, bus is looking really good. Had a few of the side panels bend a little bit while I was putting them on. Let me see if I do that. No, that's the wrong one. Let me roll the bus back a little bit. And move this camera so you can see what I'm talking about with the side panels. Like right here, oops, I'm down. This one here is bent out a little bit. The ones down here were bent a little bit when I put them on, but was able to get them on there pretty decently. Good recovery on them. Bus is coming along really well. Got the front done. These are all done. Most everything that I've got left is on the side. And let me switch to the other camera. Ugh. This thing is heavy even when you roll it on the wheels and on the back. So instead of doing a 30-second update on this, let me kill that light that is glaring into the camera. That's not the one. No, of course. It's always the last one. But instead of just doing a 30-second video just showing that, that's going to be a little bit of a pain putting this side panel on the side over here. I'm going to go ahead and do the back window here because it's a quick stage, and it's actually a little bit more. And then when I'm doing just the panels, I'm going to go ahead and continue on the way I did before, which is just do them offline and then do a video showing what was done. So give me a second. Let me move the bus, rearrange some things, and change cameras so that I can show you what I'm doing. Okay, so through 105 is what I have done already, and that's the first video in a while for it. What's coming up next is stage 106, and that is the emergency exit in the rear upper deck window. In stage 105, it was the destination blind in the back panel on the bus. Looking at it, and after talking to Dave Say a little bit, I know why that back panel may be a little bit difficult, same reason that the roof was, but I'll be able to get it on with a little bit of effort. So let me go ahead and open this pack up, and I will have to pause again to bring the bus back over once I've got all the parts assembled, because this will actually go onto the back of the bus. So in here, roll it down to where I can see what the parts are. This is, if I can get it, this would be the window bar, and it's got a little bit of weight. I think it might be magnetic. Let me see if it is. No, according to the screwdriver, it is not. There's the parts for the emergency exit itself. Bunch of bags of screws. And a bunch of very small parts. So let me make sure. Okay, there's the handle. There's the, what is that called? The inner handle. Hinge parts. And I believe those are all metal. And then several bags of screws, like I said. I'm not going to put them into, maybe I will. especially when I've got some different ones. Let me see. And there's actually a ton of different types of screws in this kit because we're up to WM, and I've got XM and YM screws to go into it. Got one pack or one thing open, and I've got, I don't even remember when I put that in there. Chances are, I'm going to put it in this one. Chances are I can no longer get to wherever that goes. It's a very small detail part. So let me put the XM screws into this pack, or into this tub. And the YM screws into the next one. And if you fast forward at this point of the video, I am not surprised at all because this is probably boring watching me put screws away. More random parts. Hopefully, there aren't something I missed. So let me get the YM screws here. And again, I've said this multiple videos. Y, or the M, denotes that it is going into metal. So let me go ahead and leave those out. Bring the other tub over here. We got, oh wait, DP screws. Let me bring the other batch back because it's a lot of metal screws. We got AM, CM, and EM screws. And I want to be careful that I don't grab the wrong ones. These are red. Those are red. The CM are black, so I can go ahead and put them away. So, as well as the DP screws. Keeping those other ones out because they're red and the regular screw color is black. This way I don't mix them up. And you can see in here that really I don't need the DP screws because I have quite a few. So that's all the parts. Let me go ahead and bring the instructions down. So on here, you got the emergency exit itself, the back panel, and it is metal. Can't hear, doesn't sound like it, but it is metal. I can feel it. The inner panel for the emergency exit is plastic. And this I'm going to save because if you watch my videos, you'll see me use these as reservoirs for super glue. So this just will sit on here like that. So you see there are 4 lugs with screw holes. You can see the bumps from the inside that for the screws going in for the hinge, and then you got the hole here for the handle, same here, and then the screw holes here. Let's see if I can get this to fit on here. It's kind of popping up a little bit. Let's see, and those are CM screws. Don't have the screwdriver set up yet, but that's okay. And the oil, since it will be going into metal. And if I cough or clear my throat, I apologize. The problem is that the air quality here like everywhere in the United States, or actually North America, is not that good. Hopefully it'll clear up. It is clearing some here today because it's raining today, which is going to help a lot. So I need 4 cm screws. I will dip them in oil because they're going into die cast metal. Let me get a paper towel in a second to clean that oil off because I don't want it to screw up the window itself. There we go. And like I always do, I'm not going to tighten the screws all the way down until I have them all at least started. So same with this one. This one here. And last one. This one I will tighten all the way down since the others are already started. And I got a little bit of oil on the outside of the plastic. I don't know that it'll do anything. I do know that oil and plastic are both petroleum products, so I don't want to let the oil eat the plastic if at all possible. I have actually skipped oil on some spots just because of that, not wanting to get oil onto the plastic parts, but this should be okay. So there is the window. And you won't see the screws for the most part because that's going to be on the inside. The only time you're going to see them is when the window is open. And so the next step is to take, and let me just double check, 6A and B. There's a slight difference between these. Let me see, does it actually have on the back here, or on the bottom? It does. Not sure if I'm going to be able to get it to where you can see it. But you can see there's a right and a left on there, slightly different. But the other half of the hinge, the half that attaches to, I believe that half attaches to the bus itself, these are identical. So I need 2 of the XM screws, and they gave me 3. So 2 of the XM screws, and since they are M, they get a little bit of oil. Let me just make sure. I think that's right. It just seems really big on there. Let me try this one instead. Yeah, that one will work. Dip it in the oil. Go ahead and set this up like that. Make sure I have this the right way. This is the R, so the pin goes to the inside. And that's the only way you can tell is visually looking at the part. Put this screw all the way through there. It should go all the way through without any problem. That's snug. 106B, let me just make sure. Right hinge base, yes. So that's on there. The L also towards the inside. This is going to come in from the other side of the part. So I'm actually going to turn it around like that. Let me go ahead and get that started in there. Interesting. That one, it's rather interesting. I wonder if I've got the one on the right wrong, because the screw coming from the inside, from the outside, this one was threaded on this side. It looks like it's a little bit loose. Yeah, on the other one, it just shot in. The screws were only on the inside. Okay, so fit hinges. The hinges are going to go on the outside. This is where we're going to find out if they're right. Or no, it's not. It's when we put them on the bus. So this is the right hand side. Let me show these actually. So you got the 3 holes, 2 pinholes, or 1 pinhole, 2 screw holes. So this will pop on here just like that. Same with this one for the left hand side. And then I need 4 AM screws. And there are 5, so let me put the spare away. Trying not to do that. Don't want to scratch the paint. Or the window. I actually have a scratch on one of the windows from the screwdriver slipping. And I'm wondering if maybe I should have paused the camera like a lot of the guys do and said, let me go away and I'll be right back. Leave a comment whether you want to see it this way or the way I've done my videos in the past, or the way I've done my streams, because usually I stream this stuff. I'm doing videos now because that is more conducive to what the part of the build I'm on right now. Nobody wants to sit and watch me put screws in for 3 hours. Speaking of which, I'll be sitting and putting screws in for 3 hours on a video or a live stream this afternoon. Eric just scheduled it. The Hobby Time Modelers Sunday Fun Day live stream will be starting at 4 o'clock Central Time US. Not sure if we're going to do Wonderfest, which is what we've been doing, or if we're doing a regular stream. Find out later on. I know that's what I'm going to be doing though, is working on this. So now the DP screws, I need 2 of them. We're going to turn the window back over. You've got this hole. This is actually metal, I can feel it. You got the hole here for the handle, and then on this other end 2 holes for screws. This is going to sit on here. The handle, handle to open it is actually going to go through the end of the bar there, and I believe it will actually be a working handle. I know that some of the others are been a long time since we saw them, but like the engine compartment, that handle actually works. It will lock it, and then it will, when you rotate it, it will open it, so or unlatch it so you can open it. The screw is not wanting to behave. That's slightly, it's not perfect. Screws are in, got to bend it up a little bit. It should be fine. Take the outer handle and fit it through the hole on the right hand side of the emergency exit, which this is the outer handle with the handle pointing down. So this is going to go in through here. It's a snug fit. Pretty snug going through there as well. Matter of fact, it's pretty much too snug. Let me see if I can get some paint. Yeah, it's coming. Some paint's coming off. Some paint's coming off on the inside here. Yeah, it fits through the panels easily. And now that I've taken a little bit of paint, it now fits easily through the metal bar. And you take this part, and it is keyed to go on only a specific way, and it'll only rotate a certain amount. It goes on there a specific way. There's a D-shaped hole, so it will sit on here only like that. And that is where the YM screw is going to go. There it is. I'm sitting here looking for where are the screws. So, a little bit of oil. A bit tricky here. Okay, I will be pausing the camera because I just dropped a part. Okay, I am back. Got the part back. Didn't take that long to find it. It's just directly under the desk. Unlike the Enterprise D when I dropped the windows. That was ugly. Speaking of which, I will not be doing the Enterprise D anymore. Let me get this tightened all the way down. Key thing is that cannot, and just make sure fix in place. That D-shaped socket, okay, it lets it move a little bit, but not that much. So what has to happen is when I rotate it, it has to actually rotate it inside. It's not quite going all the way. Let me see if I can tighten it down a little bit more. That's as good as it's going to get. Okay, so let me see. Maybe it shows the exit handling. And that's what I thought. Let me clean these up, move these screws, and move everything out of the way because I got to bring the bus back over. I'll be back in a flash. Okay, I am back, and you can see the back end of the bus. Getting out the EM screws right now. I need 4 of them. There are 5. Let me put the extra one away. Although I do, if worse comes to worse, I do have a couple of spares in the EM red EM screws. So now this is where we find out if I did this correctly as far as the hinges go. This should go on here like this. Let me see if I can put this in here first. Rotate the handle out of the way. Rotate it back into place. And of course that locks it down to where I cannot get the hinges out. There's one side. There's the other side. Let me rotate it back into place. And now let me very carefully pop in some screws. I'm going to start with this one on the right because I just looked over and saw the one on the left is moved. Come on, line up. Of course it's not playing nice. This is why the little screwdrivers come in handy, because they're a little bit less length. It's a little bit easier to get the screws in. I'm sorry you can't see, and now I actually can't see myself because the shadow of my hand was not letting any light in. Come on. You try a smaller bit. See if that works a little bit better. Come on, go. Talking to myself in the screw. So that looks like the first one is at least started. So let me go over the left hand side and do the same thing over there. Be a little bit more difficult because it's a little bit further away. Let me loosen this handle. Actually, let me. There we go. Because over on the left, it was pulling the window away. I'm trying to not block the light or the camera. I know I'm probably blocking the camera a little bit, but that can't be helped. But that one started. I apologize with my hands diving in front of the camera. That one actually is going to go a lot easier. That one's latched, that one's started. Last one, right hand side, and then I'll tighten them all up. That's kind of not very user-friendly. The screw here is in the way of getting into the screw underneath. Almost might have been easier to put the bottom portion of the hinges on first onto the back of the bus and then put the screw through. But either way, it is now done. Close the oil, and let me see. the back end float opens relatively easily. Matter of fact, bring up the camera just a hair, and there you can see Goofy and the whole crew in there. So let me bring this back up, rotate it the opposite direction of the arrow, all the way down to the vertical position, and now it's closed. So back over here, main view, and let me wheel the bus back a little bit. Actually, let me switch to the second camera. So the bus is coming along, and you can see that got several characters in there. Lighting is done. Still need to get the upgrade for the lighting so that I don't have to mess with the buttons in here. But I'm loving how this is coming together. You know, I just thought, no, the handle's there. I know that the handle I put aside for the handle right here, I put aside for a while. So, appreciate you stopping in and watching. Like and subscribe. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on both YouTube and Facebook. Like and subscribe there. And take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you on the next video or the next stream. Have a good one.